Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Freed on Business. It's episode 865, and we're going to talk about how to protect yourself during an unexpected financial crisis. Many people today are wondering what's happening in the economy. We expected rates to go down. Now rates are at least static, if not going to go up a little bit. There's not a lot of liquidity in the marketplace for real estate folks. There's not a lot of transactions happening for real estate folks. There is increasing cost of capital for real estate folks, and it's difficult for people to transact in today's marketplace. So if you're a real estate practitioner or a real estate investor, we're going to talk about things that are important to you. I want to thank our sponsors, as always, Warren Henry Automotive, based up on 151st and Biscayne, the headquarters of Warren Henry Automotive. Our friends Larry, Warren, and Eric. They've seen all kinds of economic cycles, and they are ready to help you and your vehicle purchase situation. No matter where you are, they can help you. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry. I want to remind everybody that we're streaming live on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and one other. LinkedIn? Did I say LinkedIn? I think I did. Okay. All of them. And you can always get our content, historic content, wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, all the different places where they niche. And now on with our show. So what do you need to do to protect yourself against unexpected economic situations in both the marketplace and in your personal life? And my first advice is to always have what I call FY money. Make sure you have money set aside. Build a strong financial cushion. I always thought that you want to have 1 or 2 years of financial cushion in place. And then we had COVID and we had the great financial crisis, all these longer term financial dynamics that impacted both the real estate market for me and the general market for everybody else. Having a strong liquid cash position has always been my policy. I'll have fewer investments, but more money in cash and marketable securities to make sure that I can always access it whenever I need it. Then there's diversify your income. For 18 years, I think I've had the podcast, which is one income stream. I have fixed income streams for owning real estate, and I have dynamic income streams from being a service provider in the real estate business. The other thing that you need to have is skills that are transferable across different market types. I've worked in private equity. I've worked in real estate intermediary. I've had real estate ownership, worked internally for family offices. All these come together to create a very dynamic broadening of my income and of my skill set. When you're investing, don't over concentrate. Don't keep it in one stock or in one vertical of stocks. You can't buy all cryptocurrency. You have a very diverse portfolio, and mine is concentrated in cash because I want it there when I need it. Control your debt. This is huge. Many people finance the external shocks by taking out a loan or a mortgage or going a place where you get a draw. Controlling your debt is huge, because if you can control your debt, you can control your payments, which controls your at-risk cash availability. You want to hedge against inflation, which quietly erodes the value of your money over time. So again, don't have something sitting in a non-interest bearing account or in something that is not correlated to holding its value. Stocks, real estate, inflation protected treasuries are all good place to have your money. Make sure you're always employable, so you have career resiliency. What's that? That means have a bunch of different skills. For years, I've been using AI on the podcast. Before we started the show today, we talked about which AI agents we were using and what we're having them do. We're going to do another show on AI in the next week or two, where we'll talk about my vision of AI and how the young people I know are keeping themselves employable. But the main thing is to have a diversified skill set so that you can appeal to more than just one narrow strip of people. Make sure you have some flexibility in your lifestyle. A lot of fixed cost in your lifestyle creates a lot of problems if suddenly your income stream changes. Now, it's not that easy. Don't put into fancy rent, fancy car leases. Make sure you have a good gap between your income and your expenses. And as much as it sounds ridiculous, live below your means. Most people can't. Most people push the envelope. They say, I'll always make more money. I got news for you. Maybe you won't. I've always made it through situations like this. Maybe you have. Maybe you won't this time. So always have flexibility. I get back to my term FY money. Make sure you have enough so that if something happens, you can say FY and go out there and do your thing for at least 6 to 12 months. You've got to think globally. You've got to think globally. Some people invest globally to limit their geographic risk. Some people even have different types of, I'll call them treasuries or government securities from different governments because they'll pay different yields. They have different risk profiles, all kinds of different things. Don't panic when crisis hits. Excuse me. Crisis is going to hit. I lose sleep over it when there's a crisis. I count sheep to get back to sleep. But the point is the one thing I know is I've been to the movie and I'll take care of it again. You can't always, you can't panic. As I always like to think of a hard-boiled egg. As the water around the hard-boiled egg gets, an egg gets hotter, the hard-boiled egg gets, goes from soft-boiled to hard-boiled, and finally it's like a rock. As the water around you gets hotter, you need to coalesce and become that strong rock-like thing, and make sure you're protected against catastrophe. Health insurance, disability insurance, property insurance. Used health insurance a lot. Property insurance really came in handy after the hurricanes because that creates a catastrophe in and of itself. So you have to think about it like this. You want to have shock absorbers, your emergency fund, and insurance. You want to have things that give you stability, diversify your investments, and keep your debt low. You want to be personally adaptable, all kinds of skills, and the number of different income streams. And you want to be efficient. You want to control your spending. So what you really need to do is the old common sense that your parents taught you. Live within your means, be flexible, don't panic, have a solid focus on what's going on, and you will always have control of your own destiny. We'll be back after this with the bottom line. Take it away, Miami Podcast Studios, for a message from Warren Henry. All right. We're talking about our friends at Warren Henry Automotive. I want to thank them for sponsoring the podcast now for a long, long time, 15, 16, 17 years. Thanks to Eric, Warren, and Larry for helping us out with the podcast and allowing us to bring our positive energy and unique take on things to you. I want to remind everybody, and it's certainly apropos today, when you're looking to get the best deal on your car, either a lease or a purchase, you want to go to Warren Henry. They've got the best prices. They guarantee that. You'll get great service. You'll become part of the Warren Henry family. They'll take care of you. They'll make you feel like what you are, solid gold. So join me, my mom, my beautiful wife, Vivian, lots and lots of my clients and friends. We're all members of the Warren Henry family. They've got their main store up 151st and Biscayne, where they sell Land Rover, Range Rover, Jaguar, and Lincolns. They've got their store down in the Keys that sells all their great name brands. They've got their store in Gainesville where they sell Audi, and of course their award-winning Land Rover, Range Rover stores in South Dade and West Broward. So remember, always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
Hi, I'm Jim Freed, founder of Sandstone Realty Advisors. I help family offices and business people and real estate operating companies execute their design, implement, and execute their business plans. Just had a meeting today on Brickell with one of the big attorneys in town. We were talking about how to integrate the families and real estate businesses that he works with some of the family offices that I work with. It's all about remaining flexible. That's our theme today. And looking over there, my friends from Miami Podcast Studios, they're a great audience. Audience of one, but many. And so it's all about maintaining flexibility. Oh, reach out to me. There's how do you contact me. And let's get back to the show, which is how to deal with external shocks. There's all kinds of black swan events that happen all the time. In my lifetime, there's been COVID, the Russian debt crisis, the savings and loan collapse. I can go on and on and on, but I'm already showing how old I am. There's all kinds of ways to negotiate, to deal with that. In the real estate business, it's about saving your money, making sure that you're flexible across a variety of different business plans, and that you're employable in different industries, actually. One of my friends sells apartments. One time, a couple decades ago, he stopped because there was no apartment transactions. He started to sell water meters to apartment complexes so they could individually meter their electricity. Same people he called, just sold them something different. I work with high net worth investors, and because there's a lack of liquidity in today's environment, we're bringing a program that we call sponsor enhancement, where we'll bring guarantee, we'll bring cash, we'll bring debt, we'll bring other business relationships that help people make it through to the next cycle and build on the transactions that they have. So the bottom line, the word is flexibility, and the big D word. Boy, I am popular today. Gotta turn that off, at least for the next few minutes. The big D word. What's the big D word? Discipline. Discipline is the big word. Financial discipline, emotional discipline, relationship discipline, the way you project yourself discipline. You can't let it affect you outside. Everybody's going to be in a challenging situation where they feel like the world is tilting against them, that they can't overcome their challenges. That's not the case. You can always overcome your challenges. Also, I think having a very deep bench of people that you believe in to be your kitchen cabinet is also a very important thing. We talked a few weeks ago about having positive self-talk. Sometimes that's not enough. You need to hear it from other people. I go to lunches and I put people together and I introduce them in new and different ways. A lot of times people already know each other. And what I'm bringing is the ability for them to focus on new ideas and bring those ideas to fruition. So the most important thing is to remain disciplined and flexible, and to never, ever stop believing in yourself, and surround yourself by people that love you, because you need to have that hug and that kiss to always make you feel better. And I think that's really the bottom line. So if you missed today's show or any of the other shows that we've taped, you can always hear us wherever you consume your podcast. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, other places too. I forget right now because I'm distracted, but never when I'm with you. So I want to thank you for spending your time with me. You can email me. You can call me. I'm always here to help. I'm always ready to help you calm the waters and make your idea more fruitful. And I want to point out the most important thing, and that's that you need to remember this. The person who wants to do something finds a way. The other, they just find an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. Believe in yourself. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Miami Podcast Studios, you do a great job, and now it's time for you to do your thing.